Texan Global School. In this class, we will analyze some processes to graph functions in Excel. It is important to write the function that we want to graph in any cell to identify the exercise. The first function to be graphed is f of x equals x, or y equals x. Now, we will propose the independent variable x values in another column and calculate those of the dependent variable y. We propose values from -2 to 2. Then, we give format to the columns by centering the elements of the cells and giving color to the borders of the table. This helps since the table can be copied and pasted into Word or PowerPoint. Now, we calculate the values of the independent variable y. To insert the formulas, we first select the desired cell and click on the Fx icon. Another way to insert a formula is to select the desired cell and place an equal sign. The equal sign indicates that the formula will be written. In this case, the formula is the same value of x. Hence, we select the cell where the first value is -2 is located. We can repeat the process or drag the formula from the cell to generate the values automatically. Now, we select the entire table and move the cursor to the main menu to the Insert section. As you can see, various types of graphs appear. We select charts and various scatter options will appear. We can select only points or markers, only the line, or scatter with a smooth line and markers. We select scatter with line and markers. As we can see, a line with little points appears that passes through the origin, whose coordinate is 0, 0. At each point of the dispersion, the coordinates previously tabulated are shown. More points can be inserted to have more detail in the graph if necessary. Now, we will graph the function f of x equals x squared or y equals x squared. The square in Excel is indicated by the symbol called the caret. Depending on the keyboard configuration, it can be generated using the Shift key or Alt-G-R. It is recommended to write the name of the function and the names of the independent variables. Once again, we propose the independent variable x values from -2 to 2. Format to the table is made by selecting the two columns and clicking the center icon. Then, right-click on the selected columns to give format to the borders. By selecting a color, all the edges of the table will be highlighted. Now, we center and combine the two cells of the function's title to order the table. We then begin to calculate the values of the dependent variable y. By writing the equal symbol in the cell of the dependent variable y, we start the formula. Subsequently, we select the cell of the value of the independent variable x that is going to be squared. In this case, it is cell C7. The caret symbol is inserted and then number 2, since it is the square of the value, and then the Enter key. We can see that the calculation of the indicated cell appears in the formula bar. In this part, we can modify the formula as desired. Hence, we drag the values so that the values of the range are automatically generated. We confirm that the calculation is correct since the square of -2 is 4. The square of -1 is 1 and so on. As a result, we select Chart and once again the option of Points and Line. As we can see, it has obtained a parabola centered at the origin or at the coordinate 0, 0. Also, we can give format to the graph by double-clicking it or selecting the Graph Format menu. Additional graph formatting options will appear to modify background, marker types, and more. As mentioned, we can expand the domain if more detail about the function is required. In this case, we will extend it from -5 to 5. According to the number of points in the current table, it will reach -1, showing only a part of the parabola. As a result, we will extend the table values up to 5 and modify the data so that the complete parabola is displayed. Then, right-click on the graph so that we can select the data. We select the Edit button of the data entry so that a window with 3 sections will be displayed. The first section is for the title of the graph. The second is to select the values of the independent variable x, and the last to insert the values of the dependent variable y. Hence, we extend the series of each of the variables to cover the new values of the table with the new domain from -5 to 5. Click OK to move forward, and we can see that the same parabola appears but with more plotted points, allowing us to see more details of the parabola. We can verify each coordinate of the graph with the coordinates of the table, confirming that it is a parabola with a vertex on the origin. In this last example, we will graph the function f of x equals x cubic or y equals x cubic. We use the caret symbol again to show the operation of the cube. The given domain of the graph goes from -3 to 4 open at both ends. Then, the independent variable x values, including the -3 to 4, are proposed to tabulate. Let's center the data. The calculation of the values of the dependent variable y or f of x are now performed. By inserting the equal symbol, the formula can be written in the desired cell, in this case C6. Circumflex 3 and enter to perform the cubic calculation. We drag the cell with the formula to obtain the other values automatically, and the formula can be seen in the bar. The cubes can be verified from the values of the dependent variable. To format the entire Excel sheet, we select the indicated icon. Right-click on a random cell, then Table Format, and select the white color. In this way, all the edges will be white. This will allow for a better presentation in case the Excel file is used as a presentation document. Now, we select only the cells of the table, and we format the borders with a contrasting color. Let's write the given domain that goes from -3 to 4 open at both ends. Now, select the values from the table to graph. Insert scatter plot, getting the cubic parabola in the given domain. As it is open at the ends, we must modify the last points of the function's domain to represent them as a ball without coloring. For this, we double-click on the ball whose coordinate is 4,64, and the Graph Format menu will appear. We select Marker, and then No Fill. You can see that the ball remains uncolored. We repeat the process for the other end so that we indicate that it is open. As a result, the range goes from -27 to 64. We can modify the title of the graph and write the name of the function for better presentation. Texan Global School. Global online learning. Knowledge for the world. www.texanglobalschool.com